Hey guys, what's up? It's Lainey, and today I am doing some tips and tricks on going to book events. I've kind of been around the block when it comes to bookish events. I've gone to book signings, I've gone to book cons, I've gone to festivals. I feel like I've been to some of these places enough where I feel like I can impart some wisdom onto other people that are going to events maybe for the first time. Some of these tips and tricks kind of vary depending on the venue. So depending on the venue, some of these tips might have to be altered. Starting with my first tip, no matter where I go, I have to bring a tote bag. I am someone who takes a purse everywhere I go, but when it comes to book events, I strip that all down and just put it all into one large tote. This is the tote I've been taking with me to different events for the past few years. This is gonna help you a lot. And even if you're someone who doesn't always have a bag with you, everybody has totes at these events, so you won't feel weird. I always pack my essentials in my tote bag. I always have my wallet in there because you never know when you're gonna need your wallet. I also always have a bottle of water because 99% of the time when you go to some of these events where water is sold, it's gonna be an outrageous amount. They're gonna put movie theater prices to shame with the amount of money they want you to spend on a bottle of water. Other things like my camera and my phone are going to be in there. Another trick is to pack your portable charger. There's very few outlets in these places and you don't ever want to miss out on something because you don't have your phone. And then the other reason you would need a tote is for the books. Whether you're bringing books to be signed or you're picking up books from events like ARCs and those type of things, it's always nice to have something to put it in. And that's why I like how big this one is. The last kind of thing to put into your tote bag is to put your business cards in there. I've had these business cards for a very long time. I've had them for about 4 years. This is what my business card looks like right now. It has the essentials, my name, my email address, how to find me on YouTube, because that is where my primary platform is. I got mine off of vistaprint.com, and there's always some kind of coupon that goes in with those. So I would highly suggest if you're looking for some cheap business cards, go through there. It's pretty nice quality. I've given these to other booktubers, other bloggers, when you're in line with people, just exchanging information like, oh yeah, here's my channel, you can check me out, or here's my Twitter, you can check me out. And people do that for me too. I've got so many different business cards from different bloggers and as booktubers as well. Also, when you're at booths or you're talking to an author at a signing, it's a great way to give your business card to someone who is a publishing professional. What is another tip I wanted to say? Every advice I've ever seen, or especially when you go to book cons or festivals, is to wear comfortable shoes. I never listen to that advice. I'm always wearing an outfit when I go to these events, and tennis shoes never look good with the outfit. I'm always wearing flats or I'm wearing sandals. I don't ever go extra and wear heels because, you know, even I have my limits. As long as at the end of the day you're willing to deal with how much your feet might hurt, wear the cute sandals. So my next tip has to do with when you are going to festivals or book cons where there's a lot of things going on. Always make a schedule and make a backup to that schedule. There's a lot of author signings running concurrently with panels. I usually like to go the panel route because I like hearing people talk about their books or their craft when it comes to writing. But I mean, I'm also okay with wandering around booths from different publishers. I've done that for like a couple hours during the day, or even going to author signings for my must-need authors. The day before, you need to come up with a game plan. You want to write down everything you're doing for every hour, and you want to come up with backup plans for each of those things in case you can't do the first thing you want to do, then be like, oh yeah, well that's right. I might not be able to get into this signing, but there's this really cool panel that's going on at the same time that I might want to check out as well. So write both of those options down because you never know what is going to happen when you're actually there at the event. My schedules always change. I feel like I usually do about 70% of what I've written down. For YALLWEST, it's only one day. So coming up with a schedule will maximize your time, making you feel like it's worth it for you to go if you have a plan or have things you want to do, instead of just wandering around and feel like you might have wasted your day. That's like my #1 tip behind bringing your own water bottle. My next tip has to do with social media. When I go to these events, I usually am always following the organization's Twitter. So like for YALLWEST, I'm going to be following YALLWEST, but I'm also going to be paying more attention to the publishers that are going to YALLWEST. So like Penguin Teen or Scholastic or Harper Teen or HMH or, you know, all of Fierce Reads, all of those like YA imprints. I always make sure I'm following them on Twitter as well. And what I'll do is I'll organize them all into a private list on Twitter. So I'm only getting their feeds throughout the day instead of all the other people that I'm following. Following all of these accounts, even the authors too, I'll throw them into the list as well. Usually throughout the day they'll be tweeting about different things, where they're at or what they're doing or when ARC drops are happening from publishers. So at least you're up to date with everything that else is going on. Follow the hashtag as well, in addition to those Twitter accounts. I have also live tweeted panels, and that engages you greatly with the hashtag, and other people will be following it and they'll be seeing it and then they'll be liking it. It's a great way to use social media to enhance your day. My last tips and tricks have to do with lines, because lines are unavoidable when it comes to book events. The things that I've done at Book Expo America is to catch the wave, as I like to call it, which is to be early for a signing, and then when you're one of the first people in line for that author, then you get out earlier and you're able to do more things. But it's very hard to catch the wave, much like surfing. That's very difficult. That is like some expert level shit if you're doing that. Another tip that I have, and I know this is very hard because the majority of people in the book community I feel like are introverts, but definitely socialize with people when you're waiting in line. I've met so many people through who I'm standing next to just by talking to them, because you already have a shared interest by waiting in the line for that certain author. So you already have conversation starters. This is like one of the few times where I'm like okay talking to strangers. Typically reading is such a solitary thing, like it's just kind of you reading a book. So being able to share your feelings about your favorite author or your favorite book with other people, it's pretty cool. And this is kind of an offset of the lines. Usually with festivals and panels, it is large scale, but not as large scale as like BookCon is. There's been times where I haven't been able to get a book signed by an author during their signing, but I see them on a panel later on the day, and after the panel, I will go up to the panel very nicely and ask if that author can sign the book. And I've never been turned down by doing that, and I've done that several times. One, you have to be respectful and you have to be nice. Ask if they have a minute, if they could sign your book. I've always had a success when I've done that, but I can't say that for everybody because sometimes authors are very busy and they have to get to the next thing that they need to be. But that's more of like a trick, I feel like. No one really knows that you can do that, but I've done it before. And usually they're fine, because I mean also, unless they're very, very busy, of course they want to interact with another one of their readers. They would love to sign their book for you. Don't quote me on that. That is all of the advice I have for you guys. I hope you found maybe some tips and tricks that you might want to utilize for some upcoming events if you guys are going to any. My name is Lainey. I make videos every Monday and Friday on books and writing, and I hope you guys all have a really great day. Bye!